Viewers, hello, my viewers, hello, everyone. I am live, I am online, and I promised that I shall share with you, I shall discuss with you how to communicate in English very effectively and very easily. Clear? Hello everyone. I am an Indian and I am live just to share my ideas with you as a retired teacher how to speak English very fluently, elegantly, and effectively. Clear? And last night, when I was keeping my speech in front of you, all of you were very much satisfied and they commented in various ways. However, how to communicate effectively and why we fail to communicate effectively. There are many reasons, and I think that as the valuable learners, you can easily identify your own weakness. Whatever may be the case, my topic of discussion is miscommunication and how we can use words, sentences, etc. for effective communication, and how to increase our fluency in English, how to enhance our vocabulary, how to enhance our speaking capability, and how to enhance our writing capability. Hello viewers, those who have already joined my class, please tell your friends or inform them that I am online as usual, and therefore they should just join this class to have the idea about how to speak English. Many of us, many YouTubers give you many tips for speaking English, but first I give emphasis on the fact that hard work has no substitute. If you work hard, it has no substitute. So my first advice for all of you is to work hard and to learn yourself. However, miscommunication occurs when sender becomes failure to convey his words, ideas, concepts, emotions, thoughts, or opinion to the recipient or to the receiver clearly or as desired, either verbally or in a written format. whatever may be the case. It is a barrier for effective communication. It is the main barrier for effective communication. When miscommunication occurs, we may easily take it as the failure of the person who wants to communicate, and also when the person concerned fails to communicate effectively, the recipient also fails to understand. Please like, comment, share and subscribe. And I am on behalf of an easy step to English grammar. Clear? It is a barrier of effective communication between sender and the recipient, and it creates confusion too. It creates confusion and misunderstanding to both the ends. Clear? Misunderstanding to both the ends. There are several causes for which miscommunication occurs. These are as stated below. So, what is your first barrier for speaking English? What is your first barrier, or what is your first obstacle in speaking English? I think your first barrier is the use of tough vocabulary. When somebody is speaking to his friend or philosopher or guide or his friend, he should avoid tough vocabulary. I am giving you some tips that when you are speaking to make somebody understand a matter or to continue conversation, you must avoid tough vocabulary. Clear? While communicating, sender should not use tough vocabularies or technical jargons. Hello viewers, if you can't understand, just type and I will try my level best to solve all your problems. Clear? Avoid technical jargons in his or her message, as every receiver or recipient has not a large stock of words, or he may not be a technical person. Suppose you are a technical person and you are trying to make him understand from technical point of view, then you will have to speak in such an easy language that the recipient must understand it, must know what the speaker wants to say. Clear? For example, I am telling you, a 10-year-old boy or girl is unlikely to understand the meaning of downpour, DOWNPOUR. The meaning of downpour, heavy downpour. For example, you tell your friend that it's a heavy downpour, or owing to heavy downpour, all the streets were flooded owing to heavy downpour. And instead of using heavy downpour, what will you do? You must tell him that owing to heavy rainfall, I could not come to you, or owing to heavy rainfall, the streets were flooded. Clear? So, instead of downpour, you will have to use heavy rainfall. So, you must avoid tough vocabularies. As for example, I am telling you, you may say that the lady is very quarrelsome. Quarrelsome. It's a very easy word, and anybody can understand quarrelsome. But if you say the lady is too much pugnacious, Pugnacious, it's a tough vocabulary. Clear? As it is a tough vocabulary, you should avoid pugnacious, and you may say quarrelsome. Clear? Therefore, I suggest that you will have to express your ideas, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions to anybody else, and in that case, you must know to whom you are speaking or whom you are speaking to, your target audience. And in that case, you will have to select your audience, and I know that if you are able to select your audience, you will try to avoid the jargons, the tough vocabularies, etc. For example, I saw them involved in an amorous relation. And in that case, you need not say amorous, because amorous is a very tough vocabulary for your recipient, and in that case, you will have to say, or you will have to describe that they were involved in physical involvement, or they were in physical relation. Try to avoid amorous. So I have given you many examples. For example, heavy downpour, and for heavy downpour you should use heavy rainfall. For amorous, you may use physical relationship, etc. And for pugnacious, you should say quarrelsome. Clear? For example, you are describing to your friend the autocrat monarch of the day was no, I can't speak Hindi, my dear uncle. I can't speak Hindi in an unambiguous language and in a straightforward style. I want to inform you that can't speak Hindi. I understand Hindi. I know Hindi, but I am not fluent in Hindi. And my objective is to share my ideas on or about how to speak English, how to learn English. You please stop and you may leave because you are not interested in learning English. And my lesson is only to teach you how to speak English. And if you are not interested, you may get lost. I have no objection. Clear? Then another point of view. For example, the autocrat monarch of the day was gradually perambulating in the western horizon. That means you may tell me in a very simple language that the sun was setting in the western horizon. And instead of sun, you may say the autocrat monarch perambulating, that means gradually going or sinking into the western horizon. Clear? So avoid all these ornamental languages, all these verbos, all these jargons, etc. Hello, Mr. You have joined this class only. Why am I wrong? Please tell me, why am I wrong? Explain. You can't tell me abruptly that I am wrong. You will have to explain. Clear? Okay, you may stop here. Another point of view is that the use of chaotic thinking. Chaotic thinking results in chaotic speaking. That means in disorder, not in order, not in an arranged manner. It occurs when sender starts speaking before the completion of his or her thought process. Suppose the speaker is not sure what he was going to say to his target audience, and extempore on the stage, he may I am interested, but stop like this. Can you teach me in board? Okay, thank you. Next day I promise that in board I will give you the lesson on grammar. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, be appear, and you may advise me the topic, any topic you like, any topic that you face problem, and I will use my whiteboard and blue pencil to interact with you. Okay, okay. I have no problem. I have no problem. Don't mind. Don't worry. Tomorrow at night from 11:30 I will take a class on English grammar and I will write on board. I promise. I swear. Clear? Okay. Please listen to me only tonight and next day at 11:30 p.m. I will write on board and I will give you a grammar lesson. Thanking all of you. Clear? Speaking creates misunderstanding, confusion, contradiction, extraneous information, and premature conclusion to the receiver. Premature conclusion to the receiver. Clear? So, what is chaotic thinking? The speaker does not speak in an orderly way because you are Gujarati, so you can speak some other languages like Hindi. Okay. Okay, I promise that tomorrow at 11:30 o'clock, I will give a lesson on grammar, especially on relative clause or adjective clause, the basic grammar, and I will write all the sentences on blackboard. However, I have given you 2 points. For example, price hike. Price hike. Two friends are walking along the street. Somebody says, "You know, Rakesh, how much is a kg of rice today?" Another friend replies, "Yes, I know. It is exorbitant." Then what is exorbitant? Exorbitant means very high price. It is beyond the reach of the common people. It is exorbitant. So, try to avoid exorbitant and you should say, yes, the prices of the essential commodities, especially of rice, is increasing by leaps and bounds. So, by leaps and bounds is an idiom. By leaps and bounds is an idiom. Clear? Is an idiom that means very rapidly, increasing very rapidly. Clear? Okay. Another friend says, the prices of the other essential commodities like mustard oil, spices, etc., are also increasing very rapidly. Another friend replies, yes, you are right. Those who live from hand to mouth, again I am using an idiom, to live from hand to mouth. To live from hand to mouth means to meet both ends. To meet both ends somehow, just to fill up their stomach. Clear? Yes, the prices of the essential commodities have been increasing in such a manner that the poor fail to meet both the ends. Yes, you are right. Yes, you are right. The prices of mustard oil, the prices of egg, meat, milk, etc. are now beyond the reach of the common people who live, who live in the impoverished condition. Here you see that I have used impoverished, impoverished. But you know that impoverished means very poor condition. Clear? Thus, a conversation may be carried on if you have the stock of words, vocabulary, and if you have the basic knowledge in grammar, you should have, or you should feel no problem. Clear? Okay, good night today, and I give you promise. I promise that the next night I will give you lesson on blackboard, on a whiteboard with blue ink. I will keep my promise. Somebody is writing, I will coming in the 11th science. What should do in my starting day in hostel? Please give advice. Your spelling advice is actually wrong, because when advice is verb, the spelling is advice, but when advice is noun, the spelling is advice. Advice. For example, I advise you to stay safe in your hostel, to lead a very gentle and polite life in your hostel. And my advice to you is that you should live your hostel life in a peaceful manner. Clear? Thanking all of you, good night. And the next day I will give my grammar lesson on whiteboard with blue pen. Thanking all of you. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.